Hello people and welcome to another windsurfing tips video. Topic of today, as you can see from the title down here, is how to move the mast foot while you're in the water. I'm going to cover a few basic tips which are going to ensure that you are able to reconnect the sail to the board in fast and efficient manner in most of the conditions. And you might wonder, why do I need to move the mast foot while I'm in the water? And there are two reasons for that. First is safety. So if you break your mast foot, another friend of yours could go back to the beach, grab the mast foot from his car, bring it out to the water. Then you just take off your mast foot, put in the new mast foot, connect back the sail, and you can continue sailing, or at least go back to the beach safely. And second, and this is specific, very specific to slalom sailors, but also would be useful for freeride sailors, is in order to achieve perfect trim, you need to move your mast foot quite a lot while you are on the water, or adjust the downhill of the sail. And to adjust the downhill or move the mast foot, obviously you need to disconnect and reconnect the sail a lot on the water, and being able to do that on the water rather than having to go to the beach all the time, which can be tricky in some locations, saves you a lot of time, makes you more efficient at finding the perfect trim for your setup, and that in turn makes you a lot faster. So now let's go into the video and I'll explain what's happening.
First of all, you drop the sail to the downwind side of the board and you try to drop it super flat on the water so it floats on there, and the mast should be as close to 90-degree angle to the board as possible. 90-degree angle perfectly is not possible because your leg is in the way of the sail, but as close to it as you can get, the easier it will be. Then you sit down and you straddle the board with your legs from both sides. So you don't sit like your legs on one side of the board or anything like that. You just straddle the legs and the board is in between your legs. So it's like riding a horse or something. And then you peel up the bottom of the mast leaf a little bit, and you put your hand on the button of the extension. And when you do that, you lean with your whole body towards the side of the board on which the sail is. So you lean towards the sail, in this case is towards the left. You do this so that the mast is not pressing up against the board and creating unnecessary tension inside the extension to the mast foot joint. So yeah, you lean to the left and that releases tension from the mast foot joint, and then once you press down the button, you should be able to press down the button now and to remove the sail. While you are removing the extension, there are a few things that you need to keep in mind and keep on doing. So first is spread your legs wide out so that you create a more stable base for yourself. So basically, yeah, instead of just sitting on a small board, let's say you're extending your legs to the side, and therefore your balance is much more stable. And another thing, with the leg that is on the side of the sail, you want to put that leg under the sail and push up the sail a little bit with that leg. You do this for two main reasons. Number one is so that the sail doesn't drift away. You're able to hold up the sail with your foot and with your leg a little bit. And second, so that the sail doesn't sink too much below the water. Because if it does, it will be a lot harder to connect it back to the board. So yeah, you keep on doing that while you're moving the mast foot. Then, once you tighten the mast foot, you grab the sail, drag it towards the base, and with one hand you bend down the pin of the mast foot, and with other hand you're controlling the sail. At the same time, once again, you're leaning quite heavily towards the sail side with the board so that you reduce the angle that you need to get the pin into the hole of the extension. To do that, you just hug your opposite leg over the rail of the board so that you don't flip over, and you lean with your whole weight to the sail side. One thing to keep in mind here is you don't want this sail to drift in a way that it changes angle between the mast and the board. I made a mistake here. As you can see, the sail has drifted quite a little bit forward, and therefore the angle between the board and the mast is nowhere close to 90. It's more close to like 30 degrees or something, I would say. And therefore, pay attention to what I'm doing with my right leg. As you can see, I'm doing circles, circular motions with the right leg to adjust the board position and to reduce the angle again. And yeah, once you reduce angle, you lean towards the sail, you should be able to put in the pin into the hole of the extension quite fast and efficiently.
So now you have adjusted the mast foot really quickly, efficiently. The board and sail is back together, and you can go out and test some different settings again. The same thing works if you needed to adjust the downhole of the sail. You just disconnect the sail, adjust the downhole, lean in, connect back the sail using the same tips, and you're ready to go. And as you can see, the sail is in a decent position to water start, so you'll be back on the board within 1 minute from when you started adjusting the mast foot actually. So it's a really fast way to do things like this as well. So I hope this was useful to you. Make sure you try it out next time you're in the water, and see you next week.